Welcome back to the Nolan Built channel. I'm Nolan, and today we're going to be talking about this 50-inch Woodmasters drum sander. All right, first things first, it is indeed 50 inches of sanding capability. This unit here comes with a digital readout. I believe you can do up to 6 inches thick in this machine. This machine is powered by a 7.5 horsepower motor with a 220 volt connection. These are the specs on the motor. And the conveyor belt is powered by this box here. This controls the speed of the conveyor belt, and this is powered through a 120 volt normal cord. So you need a 120 volt cord and a 220 volt power supply in order to run the machine. And then you're also going to need whatever you're going to use for your dust collection to power as well. In order to raise and lower the unit, you basically turn this handle. Now, I'm not going to turn it right now because I am in the middle of finishing this tabletop here. This unit comes standard with a 5-inch porch. I have it jimmy rigged right now because I have not taken the time to get the proper adapter, but I have it adapted down to a 4-inch and then coming over to the old Harbor Freight dust collector just because of the location of it, and I have not run my dust collection pipe from my 3 horsepower. All right, let's take a look at the drum. In order to do that, we're gonna take out these 2 toggle bolts here and open her up. All right, now that those 2 are out, let's open her up and take a look in. This one is a single drum sander, and the paper on it is a Merca paper, and it is on a hook and loop system. So there's a felt on the actual drum that is glued on, and then the paper is just put on basically by hook and loop Velcro paper. All right, so when you're buying this machine, you can buy it with or without these bars here. I bought mine without and then quickly realized that I did need the extra support. So these are basically rollers that are bolted down here and here, and basically just give you a little bit of extra support to get your piece on and off during the process. It's one on each side. So we've pretty much talked about the machine itself. Now let's see this guy in action, and then we'll talk about how it actually works after that. All right, now that we've seen the machine in action, let's talk about the pros and cons of the machine. The first pro is obvious. There's 50 inches of drum sanding capacity. So the second pro to this machine is the cost of the machine. You get 50 inches of sanding capacity in a small footprint and for a small price compared to what you would pay for a wide belt sander the same size. So more than likely, if you're watching this video, you have done a little research into wide belt sanders versus drum sanders. And I can get 50 inches of capacity in this machine as a drum sander, but a wide belt sander sands more evenly, and the paper doesn't burn the wood as much. So you can take deeper passes and have a lot more capability with a wide belt sander versus a wide drum sander. And also, when you're comparing a wide belt sander to a wide drum sander, you're gonna have more requirements for the wide belt sander than you do the drum sander. This machine is only ran off of one 220 volt plug and one 120 volt plug, whereas a wide belt sander is gonna be ran off multiple 220 plugs and gonna need air compressor to run the machine. And also, this machine is a very small footprint in comparison to what a wide belt sander would be, because normally a wide belt sander is a lot taller and probably a little bit wider and longer as far as the actual base of the machine and the weight of it. As far as being able to move it into your shop, you're probably gonna need a forklift, whereas I was able to just add some caster to this guy and roll it right on in. All right, let's get into the cons of this machine. So some of the cons for this machine is that this one is a single drum sander. Now there is a dual drum sander model available for a couple of more dollars. And the second con for this machine is you have to take really light passes or the conveyor belt will get bogged down and create divots in your workpiece. I personally would have liked to have seen that the conveyor belt would have had a little more torque to it so that it can power through that. I believe the motor for the drum is plenty powerful because it'll dig right through whatever wood you're going through, but the conveyor belt is where you can have the issue of it'll stop or pause in the middle of running your piece through, depending on how big, how heavy your piece is. Say if you get a little bit of weight one way or the other, and that could really damage your piece and make you have to do additional passes to get another con for this machine is actually these rollers here. While they work well to give me additional support, they're held in by just the shape of the piece here, and they don't have like a cotter pin. So if this gets shifted one way or another, these pieces can fall out. So right now I have a temporary fix with just some tape on the end so that it can't sway one way or another. But I think later on I'm going to drill a hole through and put a cotter pin in there so that these can't move even if I move or sway it when loading the piece into the machine. So overall, this is a good machine. You can get a lot out of it. 50-inch capacity is a lot at this small of a footprint and this small of a price. So for what it is, I like it. And the only thing I would say about it is when you're loading your workpiece in, you need something here to support your workpiece, especially larger ones like a Husky adjustable height work table that I love, that I use, because I can adjust the height. Each time I adjust the height on this, I can adjust the height on my table to match it and run the workpiece through. I would say that you do need to assist the workpiece as it's going in to make sure that it is going in and not leaning one way or another while trying to load larger pieces. And that's basically to say if your machine isn't coplanar to the work table that you're sending it through on. All right, that's it for the review on the Woodmasters single drum 50-inch drum sander. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until the next time, see you guys later.